Hi everyone, Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. Now, if you've been watching the channel, if you watch any of my budget videos, you know that we have been working Dave Ramsey's baby steps. We haven't always followed the exact order or the exact system that he's put into place, but we are following it nevertheless, pretty much. I'm going to talk about what they are a little briefly, and then I'm going to make separate videos about each step, in particular exactly how we accomplished that step or how we plan to accomplish it, because we are currently on baby step 3B. So I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Baby step 1 is to put $1,000 aside as a starter emergency fund. This might be an extremely hard task to do if you are like me and my husband. We had no savings and we're both spenders. We are not savers. This was extremely difficult for us to do because we had nothing to even start with. Some of you might say, I already have that much saved. Well, great. Then you can skip that one and go to the next one. Dave Ramsey also recommends that if you are a lower income, you can go ahead and just put $500 aside. Now, the purpose of this, it's not for a big, huge emergency. Obviously, you know, $500 or $1,000 isn't going to cover a huge emergency, but it's kind of to try to switch your mindset. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, which we consider basically living above your means or at your means where you have no extra money to save, this is going to put you into that mindset of, how do I come up with $1,000? Do I sell stuff? Do I cut my expenses? Do I start another job? It's going to start getting you thinking. So it's kind of like a mindset. Baby step 2 is to knock out your debt. Now, Dave Ramsey recommends doing what he calls the debt snowball. We did a combination of the debt snowball, and we also did a little bit of our own thing. I'm going to talk about that more in a different video, but basically this step is you want to, what he calls, live like no one else now, so you can live and give like no one else later. So what does that mean? Basically, you're going to cut your costs to the bare necessities. You're going to, basically what he says, you're going to eat beans and rice and beans, so you can put every extra penny that you have into paying off your debt. But the idea is, like, you are going to do what he calls being gazelle intense. You're going to get that second job, or you're going to start selling things. You're going to look at your car or your house or other things and decide, am I living way above my means? Do I need a house this big? Do I need 3 cars or a car or whatever? You're going to start looking at that. You're going to start getting your debt paid down. Now, this can take, it's going to vary for different people. It took us 2.5 years to get through this step, so it's going to seem like it's time consuming, but it's well worth it, you guys. Baby step 3A is finish out your emergency fund. He recommends at least at the bare minimum getting 3 months of your living expenses. This doesn't include savings and fun, and also it's kind of just like more of your living expenses. So you want minimum 3 months, up to at least 6 months. Some other people will even say that you want up to a year's worth. We currently have 3 months, but our goal is, after we get into the house, is to bump it up to at least 6 months. Then we'll start working on some of the other baby steps, and then if we feel we're, you know, each year maybe we'll bump it up, you know, a little bit at a time. And now, if you're out of debt and you don't have those debt payments, that number is going to be smaller than you think. Baby step 3B is to save for your down payment for a house. Now, ideally, it would be really good for you financially if you could put 10 to 20% down on a house. Now, if you can put 20% down, that's even the best case scenario, because you're going to be able to get a mortgage without having what they call a private mortgage insurance. So that's going to kind of alleviate about $100 a month of an expense. We currently, we originally were going to save the 20% down. One, so we wouldn't have the private mortgage insurance, but 2, with us being a little bit lower income of a family, we weren't sure if we could even qualify for a loan without putting enough down for what the housing market is right now. But we found out that we will, with only putting 5% down. So we are going to do a little different. We're going to put 5% down. But I'll talk about that more in another video as well. Baby step 4 is to start investing 15% of your household income into Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement accounts. So for us, my husband has he got over his 90-day probation period at this new job that he's at. So he will have access to a 401k once he's been there, once he's officially on for a month. So in June, we will be starting his 401k. And then we will be having a Roth IRA for him and myself. So our goal right now, because we're working on the down payment for the house and we're moving and we're kind of still, we want to bump up the emergency fund a little bit. We're just starting modestly with 3% to his 401k. It's not very much. It's only like $120 a month maybe. So we're just starting with that now, even though we're technically still on baby step 3B. So once we get into the house, then our goal would be to put more into his 401k and to start maxing out at least one Roth IRA. So I'm going to go into more detail about what our plan is, but we're kind of starting that one. Baby step 5 is to begin a college fund for your kids. So if you don't have kids, replace this, or you could even start investing in your own personal development. So if you want to go to college or you want to do some type of self-education or personal development, books, whatever, you can start funding some of those things for yourself as well if you want to think that way. We are choosing to do just our girls fund. We're not doing only college. So I'm going to go into more detail about what the plan is for that and what I'm talking about, what we're going to help the girls fund. Baby step 6 is to pay off your home early. So once you are out of debt, you have your 3 to 6 months of your emergency fund, you're in a house, if you're already in a house before that, you don't need to worry about down payment, but you're in your house. Now you have 15% going to your investments. Now everything extra that you have, you're kind of doing these you're doing these kind of together. You're tackling the mortgage and then you're funding your children's funds. So those are kind of going on at the same time. So I'm going to go into more detail about what our plan is for tackling our mortgage and kind of how long will it take us to do it. And the last one, baby step 7, is to build wealth and give. Now, Dave Ramsey does a zero-based budget, which I share on here every single week. And they talk about you want to have a monthly giving. In addition, you want to have a monthly giving anyways, but once you start building that wealth and you have that extra cash flow because you're not making a mortgage payment and you don't have all that debt, then you can start really investing. You can invest more of your money into the retirement funds, or you can start investing in real estate or whatever it is that you want to do. You can enjoy your money a little bit more. But then more importantly, you can start giving more and you can start making a bigger impact because you have more to do. So like I said, Dave Ramsey's motto is live like no one else now. So really hone in your spending and start paying off the stuff that other people don't think about paying off. And then later you're going to be living and giving like nobody else, So I can attest that these baby steps so far, they have completely changed our lives. They've changed our view on money, not only in my personal finance, but moving forward in my business finance. So I highly recommend that you check them out, but also learn from other finance people out there. I also read finance books from Tony Robbins. I've read stuff from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've read a few other like tax-related books and investing type books. So read multiple things and use what works for you or what makes sense for you or what keeps you motivated to do it. So read those things, learn about those things, and do what works for you. So like I mentioned, we are following the 7 baby steps, but we have taken a few detours, or we've done things in a little bit different way than exactly how he states in the book. So again, I'm going to go through each of these individually in separate videos throughout the next several months here and go into more detail of how we actually accomplished it or what we plan on doing for that one and how long will it take us to accomplish it in the future. So I hope this helped you guys. If you had any questions about the 7 baby steps or anything like that, please leave me a comment. If you are working Dave Ramsey's baby steps, let me know where you're at in the baby steps. Or if you're working a totally different program, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to check it out. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!